Hello buddy, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to put items on a player's Minecraft head. And as you can see, I'm wearing a helmet right now. I have an anvil head, which looks very strange, but I'm going to show you how to do this in today's video for both Java Edition and Bedrock Edition. And so if you like Minecraft tutorials like these, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future tutorials and other awesome Minecraft videos. So let's just get started in Minecraft Java Edition. I'll first show it in Java Edition and then afterwards in Bedrock Edition. So we have one command to do this, and that is the replace item command. So what you want to do, of course, the commands are always in the description, so if you need to copy them over, they will be there. I'll just explain how to use them. So we have replace item, and then we choose an entity. So you can choose either a block or an entity. We want to choose an entity because we want to put it on our own head. You can put your own name here. You can put, for example, @p or any of these. All players, all entities, nearest player, random player, current entity, or just your name. And then afterwards comes the armor slot or container slot or whatever way you want to put this item. So you can put it on your helmet, which is the thing that's most used, but you can also put it anywhere you want. So you can put it in different containers. So that's a chest, for example. It has 53 slots, of course. We can also put it in an ender chest if you want to. You can place it in a horse's inventory. You use it as horse armor, put it in the horse chest slot, horse saddle slot. You can even put it in a player's hotbar or their inventory slots as well. You can put it in a villager's inventory. There's lots of different options, and down here we also have a option for mainhand and offhand, but we'll get to that in a second. So afterward you put the block or item you want to put on the player's head. And now if we try to do this with white stained glass, for example, let's see this happening. Let's click the button while we're in F3. Let's also press F1. There we go. And click. And there we go. We put the white stained glass on our head. Now this of course very nicely imitates a sort of astronaut suit or something, especially if we put on some iron armor. There we go. We're a big astronaut now. We can fly over to the moon. I don't know if you want to do that, but that's nice for adventure maps, of course. And of course you can also change the color of the glass as well, doesn't matter. Let's make it magenta, for example. There we go, and now we have magenta glass on our face. So I also need to say that you can't do this with every block and every slot. So for example, if you try to put white stained glass on our feet and try to do this, as you can see it will say could not put white stained glass in slot 100, which is the feet slot. So you can only put the block items on your helmet slot over here, but not on the other 3 slots in your inventory, sadly. So you can also not do this for example, the legs. Let's try it as well, and now once again it said you can't do that for legs as well. And of course same for the chest. So you do have to realize that this is not the same names as you normally would use for the boots, leggings, helmet and chest plate. No, it's actually chest, feet, head and legs. So do keep that in mind if you want to change that up. And once again, for chest it also doesn't work. But on the head slot you can put pretty much any item you want. Here we go, wandering trader spawn egg, who cares? You can put it on your head. And if you put an item on your head, as you can see, it appears above the player's head. For example, like this spawn egg. And you can choose any item in the game you want to put on your head. You can use it as hats, or for example give people with ranks on your server different kinds of these hats, and it would look very nice. And of course you can also just take them off if you click on here, but then you couldn't put them back on again if you try clicking on here. That doesn't work, so you have to use a replace item command to do this. Then next up we have, well, the offhand. You can also put items in a player's offhand if you really wanted to. There we go, click it and we put it in our offhand, the white stained glass. Same thing over here, you can use any item, just use weapon offhand like this, and that will make it all work. You can also put multiple items on, for example, your head. So for example, if we want to put 5 acacia leaves on our face, then we can do that as well. And this looks pretty strange, but that's also possible. And there's also one thing which I would really recommend if you're playing maps with multiplayer, stuff like that, is to actually put a banner on people's heads, because it actually can signify which team players are in, and it's actually a massive banner, as you can see, but when you're in first person you can't see it at all. And yeah, it makes it just more clear who's on what team. You could also, if you're like hiding behind a wall, it could be very obvious where you're standing with this massive banner on top of your head. So it looks a bit strange, but that's all I have to say for Minecraft Java Edition. Let's now switch over to Bedrock Edition so I can show you how to do this over there. Okay, here we are in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It looks a bit different, of course, but here we just use the same command. So once again we use the replace item command. It also is available in Bedrock edition. As you can see, it works almost the same, but not entirely. So we have one command over here. This is the same one we used in Minecraft Java edition, but this time just for stained glass. So we use replace item entity once again, then add P, so the player you want to put this on, and now it's slot armor head instead of armor head. So I'll go through the options really quick. Here we go. Here's all the options you have for the replace item command in Minecraft Bedrock edition. Pretty much the same thing as in Java, just you can't put it on a horse, I believe. I'm not too sure about that though. And if you choose, for example, slot inventory, you'll have to specify the slot ID afterwards. So for example 20, and then you can put the item you want. As you can see, it gives me all the items I have. So for example, allow, and then enter, and there we go. In our 20th slot we now have an allow block. So same thing with the armor head slot. So let's get this stained glass on our face, and there we go, we got it on our face. But there is a big problem. Yeah, in Bedrock edition you can't actually see it, sadly. So you can't use this for cosmetic options in Bedrock edition, but only for practical options, sadly. So the most practical thing you can do with this is, of course, equip armor to random players, of course, or to hide buttons, for example, which is one of the most used things for this. So it's just replace item entity, armor head slot, 0, stone button, and now we have a stone button on our head, and so you can hide a button there very easily. If you, by the way, want to change the color of stained glass, and you can't see it, but you can just add the data value afterwards. For example, add 8, and then we get 8 white stained glass. I have to add another number at the end, then I believe another 8, there we go, and now it should be a different color. Yes, there we go, light gray stained glass. That wasn't a very good example, that looks almost the same as white. Let's choose another one. Let's choose 1, I think it should be red, if I am not mistaken. No, it's orange. Okay, there we go. So I have 8 orange stained glass on our head, so you can put any item on your head once again. But if you try to do this for our legs, for example, so legs, there we go, let's activate this once again. You will see that it won't work, and we get an error message over here. Could not replace slot armor legs with 8 orange stained glass. So once again, it only works for your helmet slot and not for the others. And of course here you can also once again put items in a player's offhand by just using slot offhand and pressing the button. It's actually slot weapon offhand, there we go, slot weapon offhand, then press the button, and of course it won't work because in Minecraft Bedrock edition you can't actually put items like buttons in your offhand. You can only put shields and maps and stuff like that. So let's change this to a shield to make it actually work. Shield, and there we go, we have a shield in our offhand now. So there we go, that's it for how to put items on your head in Minecraft Java edition and Bedrock edition. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. So until then, bye bye.